Good evening and welcome to the Bellefleur Tire Shop Grand Falls Greenfoot Rapids post-game show. A sweet win at the hands of the Edmonton Blizzard, 2-1 in the shootout, and man, does it feel very, very good. There is so much to talk about in this game. It was a close one. It was a very close one, maybe a little bit too close for comfort, and lots of exciting moments that happened in this game. So, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. My energy's through the roof right now. I was feeling tired towards the end of the game, but as soon as that shootout kicked in, it just kicked my energy into high gear here. So let's get started, shall we? And we are also going to have Rapids defenseman Jack Brown joining us on the show this evening as well. So without further ado, we're going to get into the game here. So it started off as any normal game would. You expected how exactly it was supposed to go. Early goal from Derek Asselin. That was less than 2 minutes into the first period. The place erupted. I mean, I have never seen the E&P Seneschal Center that loud in my entire life with how loud that goal was. So for the majority of the game, it would stay the same way. So there wouldn't be a whole lot of action that happened up basically until the third period. Until there was. There may not have been a whole lot of goal scoring, but there definitely was some penalties there, and neither team's power play was any closer to effective than it was previously before the game. So, penalties in the first period, Nicolas Dubé took a cross-checking call. Rapids killed it off. Darian Thompson took a tripping call. The Blizzard killed him off both times. Second period rolls around. It was Elliot Gannett got a holding call. Blizzard killed it off. Oliver Plant had a slashing call. Rapids killed it off, and so on and so forth. Nothing else would happen really in throughout the course of the second period. So the third period's when it started to get really, really interesting. And yeah, when I say interesting, it was pretty rough. So you expected this game to be highly physical and highly contested, as it were. And nonetheless, it definitely was. So we'll get into that here in just a second. I am losing my voice, and I apologize again. So when you get animated up in the booth, it's a little bit hard to contain your enthusiasm sometimes. And when you're going a little bit hard, as they say. So the third period starts just as normal as everything else. 10 minutes in, you get a little bit of a scuffle in the corner. It was Nicolas Dubé and Declan Kennedy that went down. They got into it was a scuffle in front of the net first. Started off with Braden Campbell and Jake McDonald, who got into started off with Braden Campbell and Nick Dubé, who started the fight in front of the net. That ended up getting those two a 2 minutes each for roughing. Then in the corner, what a lot of people, maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't see it, and that was Declan Kennedy and Nicolas Dubé that went at it in the corner. Those two both got a slew of penalties. They got 2 minutes each for roughing, 2 minutes each for roughing after the whistle, and 10 game misconducts each for abusive official. Because if you did see what happened and you were there, the linesman got knocked over when he was separating them out. Now, it may be a little bit of a controversial call to say it was abusive official. Maybe not. I want you to tell me what you thought of that whole, crazy affair is what I can call it. So I thought that it was just the classic rivalry. That's exactly how you do it. You should expect nothing less when it comes to heated division rivalry games like this. And that's exactly what this was. So third period would wind down, and the Blizzard would find a way to get back on the board. Zachary Robichaud with a great pass from center ice, feeds it off to William Lebranche, and he ties the game at 1. And a lot of people and I was obviously standing in the broadcast booth, a lot of people were starting to panic, right? You could see the panic on their faces because when it goes to overtime or a shootout, especially against the Edmonton Blizzard, well, the track record is not exactly the greatest. However, This overtime would be quite a bit different than any other overtime that we've seen in the last 3 or so years, especially since I've been in town here. And it was incredible. So it started off with the Rapids having just chance after chance. They did a great job at that. And Oliver Plant would drive the net. It gets tripped up, and it is a penalty shot. Now, I know what a lot of people were thinking. The energy was there, and everybody was getting loud and proud for this penalty shot. Oliver Plant, who had 2 goals the game before, potentially the game winner, sets it up, dips in left, tries to go, and Ryland Benner just stones him cold. So, no, he didn't get the penalty shot overtime winner, but it wouldn't stop there. Adam LaCour would come up with a flurry of big saves, and he earned himself first-star honors. We're going to talk about that in just a moment as well. But here's what happened. So overtime would solve basically nothing, as you do, and then comes the dreaded shootout, which a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, don't like the word shootout and Rapids in the same sentence. If you were paying attention to any of the games last year, yeah, it didn't go so well. But that stops here. Excuse me. The Rapids would go to a shootout, and it was just an incredible thing to watch here. The Blizzard would shoot first. Justin Bouchard-Trottier goes up. No goal on him. Jonah Leard goes back the other way and absolutely snipes it. So the Rapids take a 1-0 lead in the shootout. Darian Thompson would then go up and shoot for the Blizzard. No goal on him. Loic Francoeur for the Grand Falls Rapids. He would shoot. No goal for him as well. And it all comes down to the late game hero, William Labranche, to tie this shootout. He has to score or the Blizzard lose. He goes up, cuts in off the right, and does not score. Adam LaCour with an amazing save, a great opportunity, and a fantastic game all around. Just destroyed the shootout bad luck and set this new standard to improve to 2-0 on the season. So with that said, let that sink in for a minute. The Rapids are 2-0 so far to start the season. They won a game against the Edmonton Blizzard, and last season that did not happen often. This was a close game. A very close game. Much too close for comfort sometimes. And what was one of the big reasons why they were able to stay in the game so much? You guessed it. First star honors. First star of the game. Adam LaCour dialed in from start to finish. Did not falter once. Did an amazing job at guarding the crease. That late goal, obviously, I mean, hey, you're going to get goals scored against you. But 36 saves in a rivalry game like this. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Fantastic. You could not have asked for a better game. From up in the booth, you couldn't ask for a better game, from the fans' perspective. I think this was so far, and I'm going to be saying this a lot this season, don't forget, this was game of the year. And that's saying something. Anytime that you get to beat the Edmonton Blizzard, doesn't matter, regular season, preseason, possible playoffs. I'm not going to get too ahead of myself yet. Anytime that you get to beat the Edmonton Blizzard is a great feeling. Do with that what you need to do, Rapids fans. Rejoice. It was a successful opening weekend. The Rapids go 2-0 to start the season. This is a time to be happy and to see what this team's all about. Start going to games because this is what you're going to see night in and night out. The West Kent Steamers coming to town next Friday night, and it's going to be a fantastic game once again. Another division rival showdown. You're not going to want to miss that. So, without